Welcome back to Ni no Kuni 2. So now time to finally sign the pact with Master Pugnacious and Goldpaw.
Alright. Have all the necessary preparations been made for the signing of this pact of yours?
Yes, they have.
Yes.
Yes, we bought doggy treats for
Very
we
well.
bought doggy
Let
treats
us-
for the whole
Let
kingdom.
us delay no longer.
Dwebs, don't stereotype Goldpaw's people.
But they're all
Besides, they're very-
dogs.
Well,
Oh.
Dwebs. Not all dogs like dog food. Some dogs prefer Scooby snacks.
Of course.
Wow, that's a very binding
Behold.
pact.
It's
Behold the
it's a magical treaty, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
behold the pact of pure bullshit.
What? The pact that I cannot read.
It's just in Russian,
Fictional language.
but I can't read it.
That's what makes it magical.
It's all in
Oh,
Russian. I can't.
Oh, it's like the Hinduism symbol. I forgot what it specifically is.
There's.
There you go.
Oh, that's how we're signed. Okay.
So yeah, they're magic. It's a magical treaty, so we magically sign it with our wands.
All
Bit
right.
extravagant, but okay.
I suppose we will be visiting the other nations in order to gain more signatories for the declaration.
By the way, what time are you guys at?
1 minute.
I'm at 128, 29.
130.
Yeah, I'm like a second behind. Don't worry, I'll sort that out.
I would suggest that you visit Hydropolis first, but you need to cross the sea to do so.
Well, of
Hydropolis.
course.
I'll have the music track up.
There a spell we could use to fly there or something?
Yes.
You never cease to amuse me, Roland.
He's laughing even when his mouth's closed. No, he's the
Even if
evasive
such a
one.
spell existed, it would be impossible to maintain for long enough to complete the journey.
Can we just use the... Oh yeah, we have to activate it first. We'll not be able to fly that far neither, lad. Ain't a word I ever heard of can be relied upon a blind man that sort of distance.
True.
Do they have
And yes,
boat?
well, yeah, of course, there's usually fast travel. That's how fast travel works in games. You can only get to the using fast travel when you actually get there, obviously. Otherwise, the fast travel will basically break the game.
Oh, there you go.
Pokemon Gen 1.
Tanya agrees with me. Okay, then.
All Pokemon, really.
Well, especially Pokemon Gen 1 because basically flying to a certain island ahead of time
Oh,
gets
hold
you
on.
the skeleton
Hold on,
and
hold
missing
on, hold
number.
on. Granted, it's been a while since I played it, but I'm pretty sure you can only fly to towns you've been to.
Yeah.
Pedro, there's a certain glitch though where if you do fly to a certain town at the wrong time, that's how you get missing number to show up.
And
is
also,
there?
you remember,
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
you need to fly at the moment you meet with a specific trainer. It's
Wait.
complicated.
The place is called Capstan upon Hull. So basically, they took the city of Hull and built another city on top of it.
There you go, Dwitch.
Sure, why not?
You've got this all figured out.
You destroyed a part of Yorkshire, you bastards.
Where's Yorkshire in?
The northeast of England.
Of course. Well, I mean, I somehow knew it was in England based off of Dwibs' reaction,
Well,
but I didn't
But
know
yeah,
which
if
part.
it was in the northwest of Wales, I wouldn't care that much. But
it's also a reference to it's also a reference to Stratford-upon-Avon, you know, the city where Shakespeare was born.
Indeed.
So yeah, we need a boat. So to Capstan Hole.
Would the Spartu ever say bye,
Thank
cry?
you, Master Pugnacious. Screw getting a boat. We need a ship.
Well, boat, ship, tomato.
Ships are bigger.
A yacht. There you
It's
go.
in the technical term,
I
actually.
sincerely hope you do, King Evan. May fortune smile
It's
upon
not a
you.
ladder, it's a step ladder.
What's the
course.
Shira? You're so narrow-minded with your cultural assumptions.
Sometimes those are necessary. Anyway.
Unfurled the Declaration of Interdependence. The banner under
And the goddess of luck frowned on them for disobeying her orders.
Well, screw the goddess.
to secure another.
Tips
And then
Fedora.
she cast bad luck on them so that all their mirrors would break, all
Buy
their
the next
food would
episode for
spoil.
$29.99.
Alright, hold on, guys. Listen here, Dribs. You're gonna love this.
All right.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Marv.
You'll see.
The Declaration of Interdependence, eh? Very impressive. Yes. I
Wait
have
a
evidence
minute.
for that.
Hold on, Jova. Hold on.
And
Wait for it.
of course. Don't forget your own role in all this.
Okay.
Signed the agreement because of you, because he trusts you. Right,
as a
okay.
human being.
By the way, are there any girls you like?
By the way, how's your sex life? There you go. It's the kid
That came out of nowhere.
The kid-friendly version.
the kid friendly version of. By the way, how's your sex life?
Oh, it's not Evan
I
is
don't know.
dodging.
Evan. You can't like everyone. That's just physically impossible.
No matter what.
Well, even
I
Evan,
mean,
even
you
Evan,
gotta
even
be
Evan said
very
it.
fucking
Well, that come out of nowhere.
What? It's a curious. So what happened? There's a curious boy being accused of hitting someone, and he keeps
You
saying, "I didn't hit her. I swear."
There you go, Dwibs. Turns out Tommy Wiseau comes from the world of Nino Kuni.
Well, he
I
truly
see.
is a curious boy, I guess.
I swear to God, the more I say this curious boy, the more he seems like that parent who's trying to live their life for their kids.
Hey, Deloran.
Oh.
So yeah, basically he's
Oh,
trying.
that's the King's
Sorry.
Wand.
Sorry.
Oh.
So that's one.
He's up to something, that snake.
Oh, yeah. Only another one, I guess. But who?
Let me guess, Hydropolis.
Oh,
Oh! I see. The enemy of this game is Goldberg.
Brine Skimmer. Oh, it's a water dragon.
So the enemy of the game is Goldberg because you're next and all that.
But they're such a puny kingdom. Clearly, they could never cause me any trouble. So I'll just ignore this.
Okay, thanks.
Card-carrying villain.
I'm sure this won't have any repercussions later on. I'm sure.
Oh, the Sea Queen. Is she that girl we saw in the trailer?
The Sea Queen. It's the remember the opening trailer where we see that
Yep.
woman putting her foot on
Yep.
some guys. Yeah, that's her.
I've been looking for some maps.
Oops.
Aye, that it be. And we to visit a swab by the name of Wright, also Blood
Yes, Phoenix Wright can help us.
Well, no duh, of course.
Became a carpenter.
But how did Phoenix get all the way out here?
shipwrights to help join us.
But you
How the
see,
hell did he get out
I
right?
mean,
It's a
I
soulmate,
think in
Dwibs.
multiple ways.
It's a soulmate.
not just that, Dweebs, the President of the United States manages to came here.
By
Don't
accident.
Don't put
Dweebs,
limit to
Dweebs,
Providence.
Dweebs,
Maybe
Dweebs.
his Phoenix cosplay from earlier
Wait.
summoned him or something. I don't know.
Dweebs.
Oh,
If
something wrong
Phoenix-
with book.
Dweebs, if
Yes.
Phoenix could
Oh,
get summoned to Equestria and Turnabout Storm, he can
Good
get
call,
summoned
Jovan.
here.
Of course. Goldpaw joins Evermore.
Best sit yourselves down because this is big news. Goldpaw has joined forces with Evermore. Reports say the kingdom's Grand High Roller, Pugnacious, joined Evan in signing what they're calling the Declaration of Interdependence.
Lives in
The
independence.
union is official.
Really? They're working together now?
But Evermore was just only founded.
What can Master Pugnacious be thinking?
Evermore is Prince Evan's kingdom, right?
That's
Correct?
King Evan to you.
What is the Declaration of Interdependence?
Sounds like Evermore's really want to watch.
But where is it exactly?
Apparently it's somewhere in the Heartlands.
But it's out in the middle of nowhere.
So it seems we have a new neighbor.
What's Ding Dong Dell going to make of this?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
question.
we'll have to ring a ding ding.
Although, Joe, it's funny you mentioned
I'm
Prince
gonna
of
like
Phoenix,
this
right?
one.
No wonder someone made that steamed Ham's Ace Attorney video. The superintendent is dressed exactly like Phoenix.
Well, yeah, exactly. Which is why they gave him that role.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
one actually... Oh, okay.
Newbie's
Or-
giving a little shout out to the guy who took him in his ring when his
The
grandma
owner of
died.
the Iron Orchards shared some of his knowledge with me. He spoke of hidden skills residing in items of equipment that can only be unlocked by smiths of the very highest caliber.
Sorry, Dibs.
Isn't
Oh,
Pedro
this one.
Yeah.
Diary of a Dating Disaster. Could there be anyone more
Princess
charming and
Leia.
wholesome than this kind-hearted young teacher who travels the world educating our youth? The answer is almost
Yes.
certainly no, which is a shame because when I asked her to step out with me, she flat out refused. Basically, this guy
Leia,
is
what are you doing here?
This is another Leaf Book subplot, Diary of a Dating Disaster, where this guy constantly asks girls out and they all reject him.
Again,
Wow,
Leia, what are you
wow.
doing here? That's
Jeez.
literally her.
She looks like the serious type.
She used to come to the castle a lot.
She sounds like a marvelous woman.
I wish I had a teacher like her.
I wish I had a teacher like her.
Oopsie!
I do admire your courage and directness.
If I
Thanks.
had a teacher like her, I would have known proper grammar. Seriously though, that's Leia from Star Wars Episode 4.
The haircut is pretty much the
Go ahead,
same.
Dibs.
Oi there, Lofty. Sit, beg, roll over.
He's a fairy. He's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
I want to hear Lofty's response. Let's see.
Oh,
What are you playing at, man? I'm a kingmaker, not a bloomin' pet
What is
dog.
that bloomin' thing? Like, is that a Welsh thing? Bloomin'?
Oh,
It's
blooming
kind of a
means, like-
replacement for bloody.
bleeding, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Say,
You
Sort of
know,
like how
I've
at
been
Outback
wondering about
Steakhouse
Oh,
they
it's
call it
imperfect.
certain food.
But those my machines you guys ride around on, where do you get a hold of them? Don't steal them, right?
Why don't we
Right,
use one of them to fly?
Oh no, the boss always calls in some top engineers from the Sky Pirate Council to help him with them.
Not to
Of
be
course,
not to be confused with what's the name of that council in Pirates Free? I forgot.
The Pirate Council.
That
Yeah.
is it just that? Huh. Okay. For some, I
Well,
was under,
it's pirates. It's pirates free page. So
I mean,
imaginations, not exactly.
I mean, it's literally just the Pirate Council, sort of like what it was like in real life. I mean,
I don't mind the name
Yeah.
Dwebs. It's just that I was under the for some reason I had the impression that it was something else that was called.
no. They're basically going for the historically accurate term of Pirate Council.
Not
Which,
familiar
as
with.
we know, including the singer of Rolling Stones.
Not familiar with
You
it,
know,
so
speak-
I'm not really. I'm
You
not
know,
gonna
Still
speaking of-
awesome.
You know, it's kind of
But-
a shame, though, that most pirates didn't do what quite possibly the most successful pirate, Sang Chao, did. Basically, she did the smartest thing. After she pretty much kicked her homeland of China's butt, she made a deal with the Emperor, and she got to retire. Most of her troops got to be accepted into the Navy, and she basically went on to live until 69, which was old for that time, and she pretty much spent the rest of her days running a casino.
Yeah, I think I heard of that story.
Oh yeah, she's pretty much considered the pirate queen for how successful she was. Like, she pretty much never got caught, and she knew when to quit. Well, quit and make a big deal.
Hmm.
Indeed.
And
Anyway,
she was quite the courter, too.
so yeah, let's check. Let's complete all the research that there are.
So, I forgot if you mentioned specifically, but
ahead.
Pedro, what determines when a new research is available? For example, that condition facility level of 4.
Right there.
Like,
For this one,
how
it's
for-
none. Basically, you can see right there conditions. The usual conditions here involve a
You
certain.
need to, yeah, sometimes I guess you need to have developed specific skills.
Yes,
beforehand.
yes. For most of the time, there the conditions will be regarding on the personnel I have. For example, some conditions require a citizen that has a very specific skill. Sometimes they'll require your facility to be at a certain level. Sometimes they'll
Okay.
require having another bit of
sometimes-
research completed before you do that other research. Like for example,
Oh,
These
there-
are the
okay, I
ones
get it
that
now.
seem to rely on you leveling up your kingdom enough to allow you to do that new bout of research as well.
like, yeah, there you go, right there. Like you could even see there just earlier. One of the researchers is blocked off because you need that facility to be at level 4.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
you can always
for
check
all
the
of
conditions
it,
on the
it
actual
makes
research
sense,
itself. Yeah.
All right.
There's only so much research you can make before you level up your kingdom. In order to level up your kingdom, you need to get a good number of facilities and citizens. So you,
Let's see.
Get to work.
Based off of the size of it, I'm guessing we have 2 more people to add to our party eventually.
very good, Jova.
Yeah, I also noticed that in the data log bio thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Citizen Almanac.
So yeah, why don't we just ask the Sky Pirate Council to lend us some of their flying machines? I
And now
wonder?
we actually mentioned
We already
before,
explained
Tani, either Tani or Batu mentioned it before, they think that the wind currents are not strong enough to pull them all the way through
They
there.
rely.
I didn't
They
know-
rely on
hold
wind
on, hold on,
currents.
hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't think though that they were talking about their own machines. Like, well, so I wasn't too sure about that.
Sure, but they were.
Okay, then.
Point being that by even Tani's admissions, they can only get through both. Oh, there's
Calling it now. We're later going to get something that's strong enough to go against the winds to fly after we get
By the way, what I'm trying to remember what
Well,
Peggy rating did this game get?
Just give me a moment to upset. Well, Jova.
12 or 16.
12,
one
wasn't
at a
it?
time.
Go
My
ahead,
page is finished.
Well, Java wouldn't be much of a traditional JRPG without an airship now, would it? But anyway, to answer your question, Peggy 12, in America, in Europe, and I'm pretty sure it was T in. Let me check.
Alright.
Yes.
hello.
It was T, sort of because of the guns and whatnot.
Not
Have you gotten a job for me or something? Name your target. I'll hunt anything that moves.
All bad guys ever.
Oh, you're a hunter, are you? That's right. I'm the best with a bow in 5 kingdoms. Well, now.
Really?
I actually don't remember if I pasted this.
So you can back it up.
Yeah, I think I pasted this for Shira because she's a cat girl.
It's weird, though. All the other ones you pasted have been a bit quicker, though, except for that one.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think I'm most still figuring this out. Hold on. Well,
No, sorry.
Yeah, sure. Might as well at this point. You go the rest of the way anyway.
Yeah. Gosh, that was abrupt. Maybe you were debating between me or Shiroi, and that's why the text speed kind of fluctuates for this character.
I don't remember. But you should.
I can't leave the forest right now. There's some kind of commotion going on among the creatures that live here.
Oh, really?
Oh, and let me guess, they've called you in to save the day, Miss Smoggy May.
Here I come to save the day.
Some horrible beast with a bow has moved in and is trying to claim the place for itself.
Link?
It's making life a misery for everyone.
Link, is that you?
Yes.
Is this Breath of the Wild all of a sudden?
Oh god, he's using his remote bombs in addition to his smashing pots.
Wearing a
the
cape and using a bow can't be very practical.
You'd be surprised, Shiroi.
Also, Shira, Breath of the Wild can be very crafty with the specific mechanics like gravity or magnetism that you have at your disposal.
Anyone who breaks the law of the forest needs to be taken down. What law of the forest?
I'm guessing
There's no question of me giving up and leaving the forest, though. Things are only going to get worse if I do. She has no idea that there's really no rules.
My guess is she decided to declare herself judge, law, and jury.
Judge, jury, executioner.
If only she knew that the actual owner of these woods is a bit more lenient.
Oh well.
Quite a lot more
Oh
lenient,
well.
but
Sorry,
I digress.
Moggy ain't coming with us.
That's why
So
I can't go with you to your kingdom.
yeah.
I'm on permanent guard duty. I suppose you could say there is absolutely no way I'm going to join your kingdom. Well, then why don't I try and deal with this monster instead of you? Perhaps it will reveal itself to me. Oh, what, so you think you're better than me all of a sudden?
It was just a suggestion.
The answer is no.
You know, you might be right. Okay, here's the deal. If you kill it, I'll come to your kingdom. Good luck, you'll need it.
And if you
He's
don't,
never
I'll kill
going
you
to win.
myself because you're an incompetent.
So you did that notorious monster we saw on the left before getting here.
No, that's a different one too.
The monster you're up against is called Prangles. They're
Oh.
very chewy. By the way,
Prangles?
that's the name.
That sounds like a brand of fucking
Watch out for
chips.
those arrows. Exactly
Yeah.
my point.
No. They're discount Pringles, don't you know?
I
So
guess.
it's a bootleg of Pringles.
Yeah, bootleg. We're fighting bootleg
Bootleg.
chips. Okay.
By the way,
Again,
the best
guys.
variety of
Pedro, I think you'll find the proper
concept.
word is crisps.
In the British term, anyway. I mean,
This is a
everywhere
kingdom
else.
full of British voices.
Whatever. There's probably some. Well, hey, we have an American president here, and our declaration
Who's
is.
not even from this world.
Here's the thing, though. It's a Declaration of Independence, and let me remind you, the Pilgrims weren't from... Hey, the Pilgrims weren't from America either, but they separated from Britain with those ridiculous taxes. They made their place in the USA, kind of took it from the natives here and there,
Yeah.
and the rest is
Sucks.
history.
That was another history lesson by Squirm. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway,
Well,
Yeah.
still better whatever the Magic Voyage trying to tell. But point being, where can
That's
we
hard.
find this monster?
And probably still more than you'll get out
ver-
of your actual history class.
well, Teo,
The hell
look
of
at
the magic voyage.
look at the mini map. Look at that blue arrow. Does that tell you anything?
Oh,
Which actually does beg the question: why am I going this way then?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You just wanted to wander, I guess.
amazed by the scenery.
Tap, 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 tap.
There you go. All right, let's
Yeah,
defeat. Let's find and defeat.
Yeah, this is
Pringles.
actually a really quiet place, strangely enough.
Yeah, most of these caves and forests have they tone down the music for the sake of
Not just
atmosphere.
that, aside from these specific mini areas, there are not many monsters around.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's clearly the sign.
Behold the demonic beast, Pringles!
Oh, it's a rat, rodent.
And then the boss fight is just a bunch of it's a Pringle monster made out of different flavors of Pringle.
Again. I love how a lot of these super serious and scary monsters turn out to look rather silly when you come across and finally face them. This goo
And,
killed my mother. This jar of tomatoes killed my father.
There you go.
And who are easily defeated.
Well, I'm over leveled, Dibs.
Oh, good. I forgot you didn't.
Cool hacks.
I kind of glossed over the fact it was a special victory jingle for this kind of monster.
Yeah,
That's
the tainted monsters have their own victory fanfare. Yes.
That's nice.
Cool, blimey, man, that was easy.
I'm
I
guessing
know,
that
right?
cat didn't look hard enough for that.
Wait till we
monster.
get to the post-game tainted monsters, Lofty.
Well, it depends. Is our Portuguese player going to be showing those off?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Oh, good to know.
It's almost as easy as taking Doctor Who.
I like to see you try to defeat the final tainted monster.
If I get
Enough
there,
grinding and a good honest hard work, I'm sure I could, but I digress.
Oh yeah, that's another trick that I just used. One of the best ways to, for example, do something like this, where the person we need to talk to is at the beginning, is just go warp back to the world map, right, and then enter the dungeon again, and there you go. That's a faster way to getting back to Moggy.
So let me guess, Moggy May is like one of the best people to use for a skirmish.
She's one
Do
of
you
the
think the boss
better.
would be all right now?
She's definitely.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, she is. She's one of the best bow and arrow units. Yes. However, I don't usually use bow and arrow units. Feel free to
You
use.
have at least one on hand.
But if you like attacking from a distance, which bow and arrows are really good for it, by all means use her.
I mean, if it were me, I guess I would have at least one bow and arrow unit on hand. You know, obviously not the majority, but one.
I like.
Yes, I can.
Usually, I prefer using Minty because Minty has an actual steampunk
guys.
gun. What?
Yeah.
We're just going
You're,
away.
Hey, guys, where are you going?
Back.
And we have another episode of. Okay, you guys, you know what
Rude
this means.
NPCs.
It's another round of Rude NPCs with your host,
That's
Squirm comes.
that's the problem, Java. These are supposed to be PCs, actually, because they're characters that you can play as.
But in this
£50.
case, they are rude NPCs.
Pounds this game costs, and they couldn't teach
Roland,
their AI. not to
here's
do
the
it.
kind of Roland and Tani were just tired of the quest, so they just went away before it was over.
Oh, that's a funny butt.
Indeed.
So, where to next?
So what next, Pedro?
Oh, the bios, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna
Alright,
check her
bio.
bio. A huntress who lived for years in the forest of Nyall. She's plain spoken and gives short shrift to anyone who annoys her. Though she's probably self-sufficient, her lack of culinary ability has meant that her diet has always been rather bland.
Which I guess might have helped with her health, I guess.
Well, now that she's living with us, she'll be able to taste Floyd's dishes, so that should.
Well, here's just hoping she doesn't overindulge herself after she realizes how potentially delicious it is. Or who knows, maybe it'll taste so bad that she'll restrain her diet even more.
All right, to answer Jova's question, now we're going to do yet another side quest where we're going to recruit yet another cat girl into our ranks.
Oh boy.
How many cat girls are there in this game?
Well, Dweebs is one of the main species.
Well, somebody must have really liked Tokyo Mew Mew.
Dweebs, just wait until we get to the Ivali's Final Fantasy games, because there's a race of bunny girls in that game called the Vieras, and they're everywhere. So expect to see a lot of bunny girls,
Not
like
to-
it's a Playboy magazine.
Not to mention this, we've met an entire kingdom full of dog people, so...
You know, that actually makes me sure. Have you seen Tokyo Mew Mew?
Oh
No,
god.
and I don't want to.
I have. It's
Guys, don't you mean Mew Mew power?
it's
Oh, yeah, Mew Mew power.
Isn't that terrible Sailor Moon clone? Like
Basically, for people who don't know, in the early 2000s, there were a lot of Sailor Moon clones that tried to capitalize on the Mahou Shoujo formula.
one of the more popular and successful ones was a show called Tokyo Mew Mew or Mew Mew Power if you lived outside there.
I remember.
Oh, Pedro, this is gonna be fun for you. I distinctly remember one particular episode because my sister, of course, used to watch them. I still remember this episode where the protagonist, which has a cat motif, has all trouble with her boyfriend because, of course, she has. Stop me, but for the dialogue is about to go on.
No, we're fine. I'm just feeling myself.
Basically, some shenanigans for the episode, and basically we're a part of the end of the episode where, similar to Power Rangers, the characters in their civilian outfits are interacting with our characters. In this case, the protagonist with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend gives her a present, and it's a collar, and he gives it to her and says, "You're my kitty. I don't want anyone else have you aside from me."
It doesn't help that whenever she gets stressed.
Weird.
It doesn't help that whenever. Not helping the matter is that whenever she gets stressed, she turns into a black cat.
I'm not sure what was the intent with that show, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't intended, girls.
I think
the weird-
something was lost in translation.
I mean,
the weird
it's
thing
for
about
this precise reason for shows like this when the creator of Madoka Magica created that show to basically put a stop to it once and for all and show that no, it's not okay to give magical power to a bunch of pretty girls.
Although, the funny thing about Tokyo Mew Mew is like, well, okay, they call themselves the Tokyo Mew Mews, yet only...
Go ahead.
You can recruit one of these.
No, it's not that. Let's see.
Hello there, Evan. I was just thinking about you and your kingdom. How's Muriel in Alpaca Herder doing over there? I hope she's alright.
I'm sorry. You back up? What?
Muriel?
We don't know any Muriels, sorry.
Hey, dear old Muriel. But she's been causing all manner of mischief with that bow of hers, eh?
a
There's
minute.
clearly a misunderstanding here.
I'm ever so sorry, but I don't think I've ever met anyone called Muriel.
No. It's your all, mate.
You don't know Muriel? Well, I never. I thought you would. She's a Grimalkin, just like you say. She had to flee Dingondel when all that unpleasantness happened.
Yeah.
Why am I feel like I'm getting a sense of deja vu from that name.
I was sure she'd have made to Evermore by now. I know that's where she was heading.
Trust me, Joe, when we get back to Ding Dong Dong, you'll see exactly why.
I know, it's something familiar.
I hope she didn't get lost on the way.
Oh, crap.
What? That would be terrible! I'd better go and look for her right away!
Evan, no, you fool! It's a trap!
Ouch! Oh, that's ever so kind of you. Now, I cannot tell exactly where she might have got there, but I know that she had her alpaca with her.
AKA
Of
llama,
course
for
she has
those who
an
forgot.
alpaca. It's fluffy. And the two of them are young and easily distracted both. They're probably being charmed by the wonders of the forest somewhere along the way. Don't worry, the alpaca will just
I
spit
gotta
in the face
get
of
to Evermore. Ooh, look, trees.
Thank you. I'll search the woods and see what I can find.
Alright, that's
Oh.
Mira right there. She has the Love of Lapaka skill, which means she's good to put in the wrench. Alright then.
Oh, right, that's right. This is a side quest. Still, though, I feel like I've heard that name in this game before.
No.
Also, that guy still has his debt on him. Jesus.
Well, maybe his death is an actual genuine one, not made of trickery, so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, buddy,
Anyway.
you're gonna have to actually pay that one.
You
sorry.
deserve your fat, annoying Gilbert Gottfried board.
Anyway, going back to what I was saying earlier, the weird thing about Tokyo Mew Mew is like, well, only Ichigo is the one who turns into a cat girl. Like, yeah, there's like a monkey girl, a parrot girl,
A fox girl, which is the Sasuke of the show. She's the rival, sort of, with a cool, edgy attitude.
It's like literally only one of them's the cat girl. So why do they call themselves the Tokyo Mew Mews?
No idea, Joe. Again, it was all craze about making a lot of Mao shoujos like that.
And then it's kind of a shame that Madoka Magica... Okay, Madoka Magica was good for when it started off, but then... God, Rebellion.
Yeah, I honestly genuinely believe the author kind of went a bit too far.
The only Madoka Magica series I've seen was the original one. I think that was the original one, at least the one that's the one that has like 13 episodes, and then when you get to episode 10, we get that big twist that reveals who the real main character is. You know the one.
Yeah.
Not just that. The show pretty much takes off the kiddie gloves just in episode 3, I think. So
The thing with Madoka Magica,
Honestly, I never cared much for the show until that episode 10, honestly. I thought before that was just kind of, it's fine, I guess, but
Nami was the best waifu.
they're underage girls, too. You're not supposed to think of them as waifus, sorry.
right. You might want to tell the creator
Let's
that.
move on.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but
let's
the
move
creator
on.
is sick, so... Go ahead.
Now, if they were
Skirmish, right.
21-year-olds, then
The
yes.
thing with Madoka Magica is like, okay, for the first 13 episodes, you know, the first show, it was fine for what it was, a deconstruction on the magical girl stuff. Then it went into, well, beyond darkness-induced audience apathy. It was just, hey, by realistic, we mean the world has to suck. And then the last thing that's been released is Rebellion, which pretty much ends
Why
with,
they
you know,
changed
I would
up
say
the,
this Mojova Rebellion is worth watching just for the aesthetics. Because
Why, at least the,
it is bizarre in the way it's animated.
At least they changed. Hey, now the game has different dialogue for when you charge up against the enemies. Advance charge,
Yeah.
advance charge.
Anyway,
It's
to wrap
still
up about,
repetitive, but it's a different quote. Oh,
you were
and the game
saying.
proves me wrong.
Anyway, to wrap up what I was talking about with Madoka Magica, I mean, okay, I appreciate the looks to you, but the main problem with Rebellion is that essentially it leaves us off at a cliffhanger with you-know-who kind of winning when obviously that's the wrong thing.
I'm honestly
And since
generally
then,
thinking
there's
it's
not
not.
been anything
Oh,
new.
Trova, that's the thing. I'm generally thinking it's not over yet.
Yeah,
besides,
saying that we
there
haven't
Isn't
had
there a
anything
new
new.
series, like a very recent series?
No, we don't know
No.
yet here. But
We
the
haven't had
creator,
anything new
the
since
creator never
2008.
specifically said about.
Wow, the enemy has
concluding
no
the show.
military might left.
That's
So they,
just...
they have.
well-
hold on.
well, that's just
What
how
are these
awesome I am.
monsters?
It's
Pedro?
more of the
Now
mice.
they- There's zillions. Lofty, I think you might be overestimating it. Maybe.
Pedro, what are these new monsters?
Haven't we faced these guys before?
No, these outside of skirmishes, we haven't. Sorry, in skirmishes, sorry. Basically, too, sometimes there are
well, I meant
actual.
outside.
Sometimes aside from actual, I'm not say human because most of them are always anthropomorphic animals. Sometimes even actual, typical monsters strike us in the skirmishes as well. Aside from
Pedro,
subs.
destroy the command post.
But it's my command post. Why would destroy my command post?
Just to trick them, to stop them long enough.
Haha! I have tricked you by doing exactly what you wanted to accomplish. Take that, assholes.
No,
Isn't-
no, Pedro. They're so short they just stand there in silence and you beat them.
Isn't that what kind
Besides,
of
you've got
happens
enough-
in the
besides,
Iron
look at
Man
your-
2 video game?
Besides,
Well-
Pedro, you've got unlimited money. You could just build another one.
Well, the thing is, too, shit movie. Why would it make for a good game?
I mean, the Iron Man 2 video game. If I recall, something like that happened. Like you have a mission where you need to storm the AIM headquarters, but when you get there, they blow it voluntarily up for the sake of not letting you capture it or something.
Well, yeah. Now, there it makes sense because they don't want the heroes to get any of the spoils.
I don't know. I still think it was way too comical for how they handled it.
Well, like Pedro said, it's based off of Iron Man 2, the movie. Expecting
True.
a good adaptation
True.
was, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say it was too optimistic because we have had video game adaptations that are better than the movies they're based off of, but still, Iron Man 2.
Alright, are you done, Enemy Commander, or you want some more
No.
beating?
Time for Combined Animal Kingdom Attack! Come on,
shit.
Wyverns!
There you go. There you go. Now they're bringing in wyverns.
And they're working together against us!
So yeah, this isn't the primary reason. Fortunately, I have Young Main, and Young Main is a spirit unit, so it's much easier to take down those
Not just
wyverns.
that's a question. Since I guess they can fly. Do flying units are flying units vulnerable to projectile attacks?
The only way you can hit an enemy when she's on the air, yes, it's with bow and arrow or gun, because it
Yeah,
makes
it's
you-
it's pretty much like Fire Emblem then. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
So
Be
essentially,
careful, however, when you're fighting a dragon and the dragon flies, because if the dragon flies and then falls into the ground, it can crush a lot of your troops, so be careful of that.
Oh, dang.
Oh yeah.
you were
it's
saying, Jova?
stomping and
So, I'm guessing that it's required that you have a projectile unit then.
No, it's not
Of some
required. You
kind,
don't, It would be easier, I will admit. However, you can just wait till the dragon does eventually go back into the ground, because he can't stay around forever, because he will just tire himself out. So.
Okay then.
There we go.
Not to mention, like, if you usually what I do when there's a dragon afoot, I take care of all the other troops first and leave the dragon alone, and then when it's nothing but me and the dragon, I literally throw all my 4 armies at it. Basically, I go full Pikmin on him. So
Yeah.
there you go.
All right.
Tidy.
Where's the? Oh, there you go. I thought there were some other left, but yeah, the 200.
I like the music though.
Oh, it's Joey Zaishi.
Not just that, like I mentioned the first time I heard in one of the Pedro streams, but it fits.
It's a military. It's a military-esque version of the main theme, which which fits. There you go.
There we go.
Although my
I'll give them this. They're quite persistent.
Makes you wonder where they get all their budget from.
They steal it.
There we go.
Well, of bloody course. I know where we get.
Not bad
Yeah,
at
but
all.
you know where I get. You know where I got my money from.
and skirmishers also they have their own victory factor.
I got it from selling Doctor Who memorabilia in Swansea.
Nice.
All right, so now that we've veered off the invaders,
It
time to
makes
continue the
sense
side
because
quests.
more.
It felt an episode there at one point.
All right,
So where
everybody.
to in the next part?
In the next part, we go save Muriel. Oh, that's right, I forgot. We had to save Muriel, and I got distracted with a skirmish. Shit.
well, our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
It's suspense to keep up for the next part. So
See ya.
see you there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Muriel appreciates the suspense.
We'll help save her. Don't worry. Courage has got her handled right now.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. See ya.